Good Wednesday afternoon, folks, and thank you for joining us here live at Myrtle Beach Living. We are streaming live to several different Facebook pages, groups. We're on YouTube in 2 different groups. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter. So if you're watching today and you have a question for our guest, please feel free to go ahead and put those in the comments, and we'll be glad to get to those on air live. And you can also call us at 843-246-7474. And today we're in episode number 32, and I'm happy to have with me Hunter Mullis, who is with Leverage Roofing. And let's see if we can get him into the show here right quick. Let's see. There we go. Whoops. Hey, Hunter.
Hey, Todd. What's going on?
Hey, man. Thanks for joining us today. So I understand, are you native to Horry County?
Within the past 10 years, I am. I went to high school here, but I'm originally from Lancaster, South Carolina.
Lancaster, South Carolina, just south of Rock Hill. We all know where that is. I've got some good friends of mine that are from Lancaster as well. I understand from some of my friends that have told me that you're like 9 foot tall and you have a twin brother that's right about the same height, so you can't be missed in a crowd. Is that true?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right.
I guess that's why you do roofing instead of flooring, right?
That's right.
Well, Hunter, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you just told us you were from Lancaster, but tell us about your family. And I understand also when we get into the business part that a lot of your family's involved in that as well. So just tell us about yourself.
Yes, sir. So like I said, we're originally from Lancaster. Dad's been in construction his whole life. Straight out of high school, we went to work as insurance adjusters. So we were inspecting houses for insurance companies. And then on into it, we were traveling so much, we all just thought we, wanted to be home a little bit more. So we got into roofing, and now our entire family is involved in this business.
So how long have you personally been working in the roofing business?
I've been in the business for 2 years now.
2 years. And did you work with your dad's construction company as well?
Growing up, yeah, on and off, because he was always out of town. He did a lot of hurricane relief stuff.
Okay.
So he was always out of town, and on summer breaks, we would go work for him.
I understand that. So you got, let's see, your mom's involved too. Is that correct?
Yep. She coordinates everything in our office.
Okay. So she's basically the office manager, and then you and your brother, your dad, who else is involved in the family?
And then we also have an older brother who runs the gutter side.
Oh, okay. That's right. So we talk about the gutters here in just a minute. Well, let's talk about the roofing business. What should someone consider if they're looking to get a new roof? What kind of questions should they be asking a roofing company before they make that decision?
Number one, you really want a quality product. So a bunch of homeowners usually chase a cheap price. Whenever you're chasing that cheaper price, you want to ask about the products, the warranty, exactly what you're getting for the money that you're spending.
Right. And now is it you hear a lot of times with, I guess it's asbestos or asphalt shingles that they have a 30-year warrant or lifespan on them. They're a 30-year shingle.
Right.
But in this environment here, do they really last 30 years?
Absolutely not. The average lifetime we're seeing out of shingles around here is probably 15 to 17 years.
Oh, wow. So, yeah. Well, we're close to the ocean. You got the salty air that kind of just deteriorates them. We also have some strong winds. So that makes sense. So let's say that I was ready to start shopping for a roof. How does that process work? What do I do to get started in finding out if I want to choose your company or if even the type of roof I want to go, I guess.
Right. So first things first is you want to call somebody out to just do a general inspection of the roof, see what's going on, see if there's any kind of damage to the roof at all. Because, just because the roof's old doesn't absolutely mean it needs to be replaced.
Right.
So if there's no leaking in the home or anything like that, generally you're okay. But a lot of times there is hidden things like hail damage and stuff like that can definitely get these roofs bought by the insurance companies.
And so in that situation, then, and I think we're going to get into this a little bit later maybe, but in that situation, you guys come out and inspect it. And if you see that there's a possibility the insurance company would cover it, then you meet with that adjuster and then you make that decision, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Well, that's pretty good. Well, I know you guys offer more than just asphalt shingles, which is the typical, I guess the definition of that would be the standard shingle that you mostly see on homes in this area, but you also offer other types of roofing as well, right?
Right.
Can you explain some of those?
Yeah, so we do offer two different types of metal. You got standing seam and rib metal. Standing seam is going to be your non-exposed hardware. So with rib metal, those sheets of aluminum are getting face screwed. So there is little rubber washers on them that can deteriorate over time and cause leaks, which is almost impossible to find if one of those screws starts leaking because there's 2,000 screws on the roof.
Right.
It's very hard to pinpoint which one's leaking. But with the difference in those is the price difference is absolutely astronomical. And that's why a lot of people around here don't really go with that standing seam metal unless they are directly on the ocean. It's
right.
just it's about 3 to 4 times the price of shingles.
Well, let's say, and the reason I'm interested in this metal roofing is because that's in the next couple of years, I'm going to be looking to replace my roof, and I'm wanting to go with that metal roof. So, is that something? If you use the one that has the screws with the little rubber washers, is that something that should be inspected regularly? And how often would that be?
I would, if I was a homeowner and didn't know much about the roofing field or anything like that, I would definitely generally have the roof inspected. And I would just do it every year or two just to, check for any cracks in any of the screws or something like that, just to kind of avoid any kind of damages to the inside of the house.
And what type of warranties included on that metal roof?
So typically, if we came and did a metal roof for a homeowner, we would offer a 5-year labor warranty. So anything that goes wrong with the roof within 5 years would 100% be covered by us. After that, it will be at the expense of the homeowner.
Okay. And so just like the asphalt shingles, there are also several different colors that you can get for the metal roofing as well, right?
Absolutely.
They come in several different flavors, if you will. And is that something that could be painted if let's say that they wanted to match something else? Is that possible? I'm just curious.
I mean, you definitely could. You generally don't see it. That would kind of be more of a last resort option, very cost effective. If somebody came to us wanting to get their metal roof painted, that would definitely be something that we would hand that over to somebody who's more knowledgeable in that field. As I personally, I'm not that knowledgeable in it.
Right.
But it is a possibility, and I have seen it done.
Okay. So typically, how long does it take? Well, you know what? Let me ask this question because I've actually seen this before. If you have an existing roof and it's only one layer of shingles, I have seen it to where people have actually had an additional layer of shingles put on top of it as opposed to ripping the old shingles off. How does that work?
That is a big no-no. So your shingles on your roof are actually supposed to breathe. So your roof breathes and it lets all that hot air out of the attic leave. So it's almost like if you have one jacket on and you're a little bit warm, imagine putting a second one on.
Right.
Your body can't breathe at all, and it's going to cause all kinds of condensation and all kinds of buildup inside of that house that are over time are just not going to be very beneficial for the it might cost you $1,500 or $2,000 extra dollars to have that old roof torn off instead of just going over it. And it's 100% worth it because it will cause you issues down the road.
That's interesting because I've actually seen roofing companies doing that. So that's, right. I'm glad that you shared that with us. So part of your services that you offer are like an emergency after hours service. What would constitute that? How would someone, what would determine if that was an emergency for you guys to need to come out, let's say at 2:00 in the morning?
Definitely if a big storm's coming through or and rips off a bunch of shingles and you have water pouring into your house, we would be more than happy to come out there and cover up any kind of holes or anything like that, just to keep from extensive damages from happening to the inside of the home.
Yeah, well, that's some good information. Guys, we're here with Hunter Mullis today with Leverage Roofing, and we're going to take a quick break. But if you have any questions, when you come back, we're going to talk about some of that insurance stuff that we mentioned earlier. So stick around with us, and we'll be right back after this commercial break. Every client is unique and has different needs. Whether it's a growing family, a first-time buyer, an investor, or someone looking to downsize, I am here to help guide them through the process. My name is Todd Cartner. I am a realtor with Exit Coastal Real Estate Pros. I serve Myrtle Beach and the surrounding area, and there is no place I would rather have my family call home. You need a realtor you can trust and will put your needs first. I want to become your lifetime realtor. If you are looking to buy or sell real estate, please give me a call. I look forward to speaking with you soon. All right, folks, welcome back. And, today is Inauguration Day. The 46th President of the United States was just sworn in here just a little bit ago. So keep our country in your thoughts and prayers, because I know that it's kind of divided, but I wanted to mention that. And just know that we're all here for the same purpose, and that's to make this country great. Today we're joined with Hunter Mullis. Welcome back. He is part of Leverage Roofing, which is a great family business. And Hunter, before the break, we talked about some of these insurance claims, and I've seen and actually know a lot of people who have a lot of hail damage or wind damage on their roof that maybe they didn't know about. And as a matter of fact, I have a listing right now that you guys came out and looked at this week. And just talk to us about that. What are you looking for what does the hail damage look like? And what are you looking for? And how does that process work to try to get your insurance company to cover a new roofing system?
Right. So hail damage is it's going to be like small quarter-size to nickel-size indents in the shingles that are not visible from the ground whatsoever. So basically, if any kind of hailstorm comes through, like we did just have one on January 5th, I believe that pretty sure everybody knew about it. You would call in to us, say, hey, I know this big storm just passed through. We were just wondering if you could come take a look at the roof. And we would come out, do an inspection, see if we think that the roof was actually damaged or not from that, because there's a difference between blisters on the roof and then hail indentations. Mm-hmm. So a bunch of times that is a big confusion between blisters and hail damage. But if we do believe there is enough damage to the roof, we will call the insurance company, have an adjuster come out, meet with the adjuster, and if the adjuster agrees with us, they will buy the roof.
Well, and that's an awesome. So the homeowner would just basically pay the deductible at that point, correct?
That's it. All they're paying for is their deductible, which usually ranges from $1,000 to $2,500.
Okay. And these insurance claims sometimes cover more than just the roof. So if there's been a significant leak that maybe the homeowner wasn't aware of, and let's say it did damage to inside the wall and to damage the sheetrock, maybe the ceiling or whatever, sometimes that is covered as well. Am I correct?
Right. If there's any kind of damage to the home that is related to that claim, it will be paid for by the insurance company.
Well, that's awesome. That really is good to know, because that just shows you that sometimes insurance companies do pay off. We do have Mary Ann watching us today. Mary Ann, thanks for joining us. And she has a question. What are some indications that you need a new roof? That's a good question, Mary Ann.
So a huge indication of a new roof is obviously leaks. So if there's any kind of leaking inside the home or anything like that, that's a huge one. If the roof is starting to get anywhere to 15 to 20 years old in our climate zone, it's probably definitely time to start considering at least just having someone to come out and just service the roof or just take a look and, see if anything actually is going on.
Okay. And then once you've met with the adjuster at the home, how long does it typically take from the time that claim is filed till the roof is installed? And I know that can vary a little bit on the insurance company because you're kind of waiting on them, but rough idea, is this a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months?
So from the time of the adjustment, you're probably looking at least 7 to 14 days before the file examiner that works directly for the insurance company is actually even getting to it. So after that, they're going to send the check. That takes 7 to 10 business days, which, I mean, we all know that the mail system right now is crazy.
Right.
So you got that. And so you're probably looking at least a month before you even get a check. And then typically for us, we're usually scheduled about a month out. So you'd probably be looking at about 2 months before you actually get the roof on the house.
Wow. That's but you know, that's what you got to get. If you need a roof, you need to get it done. So, I just had one more question, Hunter, and that is, you know, we talked about me looking for a metal roof as a possibility, but what are the pros and cons of a metal roof versus an asphalt shingle roof?
So with the metal roof, the number one is always price. So the metal roofs are a little bit more expensive, and then you do run the risk with that exposed hardware on the red metal. So having to have somebody come out regularly, inspect, do any kind of servicing to it, you might have to get it coated. So that's really the biggest thing. And then obviously, if you want to step away from that exposed hardware to the standing seam metal, there's a huge price difference. It's about 3 to 4 times the cost of shingle.
Wow. And does that extend the light or the length of that roof if you go with this?
Absolutely.
What's the difference there versus
So the life expectancy out of standing seam is probably somewhere between 40 and 50 years. Instead of with shingles, you're closer to 15 to 17. But another huge issue is the kind of roof that you put on a home generally does not change the value.
Right.
So and most homeowners are in a house for 3 to 5 years. So and in my opinion, it's really not worth it unless you are in a beach house that you need that kind of heavy duty roof.
Right. Aesthetically, though, it looks pretty cool.
Aesthetically, it looks awesome.
Yeah.
You know, if all you're worried about is aesthetics and you have the money to spend, it's awesome. Great product.
Well, Hunter, let's throw up your website here. If you guys have any more information that you're seeking from a roofing company, you can go to leverageroofing.com. That's leverageroofing.com. Or you can give them a call at 843-284-6444. 843-284-6444. Hunter, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate it. And we are happy you guys are on here and taking a part of our show. And if you guys have any roofing questions out there, please reach out to Hunter, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks so much, Hunter.
Yeah, thanks, Todd.